Hi, my name is Kelly Yankle. I'm the founder and director of the Ballet Academy North program at the Dance Academy, and I was super honored to be introduced to Sean through a dear friend and colleague, Rasta Thomas, and he said from the beginning, you guys will be two peas in a pod, and sure enough, he was right. Sean came this weekend, and it's just magical when someone obviously has the experience, the resume that this man has in pretty much every art form, I'd say, who is also so generous with it, and there's no arrogance at all. It's really rare. And the fact that someone like that was here in little Leander, Texas is just, it's a huge deal. And to give to these children, these dance students, and to give to me and to Maria, the owner, so openly and so genuinely, it's not something you come by often. And in addition to his McLeod Technique, which is, so important for these dancers to learn how to use their body correctly. So obviously that's going to make them stronger dancers, less prone to injury, but also equal emphasis and equal focus on your character and your heart and your soul, because that is just as important to be able to last in this business. And being a good dancer is great, but being a good human being is more important, and he embodies that in everything he does. McLeod Technique reinforced motor function. I think it's vital for anyone who is serious about training correctly, because there just cannot be any progression, any advancement if you don't know what muscles are doing what, how your anatomy is aligned and what is responsible for doing the movement. And Sean really breaks that down, and especially with the hands-on training, really shows each dancer what their bodies are capable of. So to see, especially young dancers who, aren't as aware of themselves, to see them kind of have that light go off and get it, so to speak, because of not only what he's developed, but the way he's also able to explain it so clearly and show them and manipulate them so clearly. It's something that they'll never forget. And I see it, even though he was with them, just one day, I can already see the effects staying with them, and that's something that's really important. Having the opportunity for Sean to coach our dancers in choreography, some of which was done by Rasta and many other prolific choreographers, was really special to see, obviously, how he utilizes his technique and it enables them to find it on their own, without just saying, you need to do this, but kind of coaxing them to allow them to find it for themselves, which is super important, because at the end of the day, we as coaches and teachers, we don't get to be on stage with them. So he just kind of continues that focus on, you also as a student need to be your own teacher, keep what we're saying, and then you'll be more consistent and you'll get it. And it was really great. I've been in the ballet field, dance field, but professional ballet dancer is, the main focus is classical ballet technique, which is kind of notorious for being the most difficult one, the most rigid one, the one that isn't very forgiving, right? And what I've noticed, and a reason that Sean and I feel have a very positive collaboration, is that we see the lack of teachers explaining how these technical steps that are very difficult are supposed to work, as opposed to just saying, you need to get into that fifth, you need to straighten your knee, you need to, drop your pelvis or do whatever it is you need to do. Having that explanation of, this is how you do it and this is how you make it work, and it's crucial, it's vital. And so for me, I can't believe that there are even teachers out there who don't do that. because what I've seen from that is, you know, after time after time after time, maybe it won't bother the student as they're young, but if it's something you want to continue on, you know, for the rest of your life, it just eventually breaks down your body when you're working incorrectly and not allowing the appropriate muscles to support your, you know, skeletal system. And it unfortunately, you know, cuts dancers out of their career sooner, or maybe, you know, cuts someone out before they've even had the chance to get to a career. So if this technique and this way of teaching became the standard, we would have so many more dancers who last, even whether they want to become a professional or not, but just to be able to do it healthily and not be in pain and cranking and hurting yourself to try and achieve this aesthetic that you know, you're not really doing correctly. So I think it's vital. Everyone should know how to teach that way. I love Sean McLeod and I love Kirsten Zakowski. They're a dynamic duo, and if you ever have the opportunity to work with them, don't ever turn it down. It's really, with them, it's not just about dance, and again, I think that's how it should be. You know, they're coaching your soul and your whole being, and I think if we have a soul that is at peace and feels ready to, you know, embark on all these things that he's telling you, you can't really fail. You know what I mean? You're always going to learn something, and even if, you know, something doesn't work out perfectly, you still feel great about the experience.
If you don't give it a chance, you'll never know the glories that you can find just by trying.